The conflict between Kylian Mbappé and Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, has reached a significant escalation, with their feud continuing to court. The long-simmering dispute, fueled by deep disagreements over contracts, image rights, and the club's ambitions, has entered a new, more confrontational phase in the Paris labor court. Even more shockingly, the Real Madrid star is suing his former club for £232 million in damages. This demand is for compensation for various issues that occurred during his time at PSG, including alleged breach of contract, delayed salary payments, and unfair treatment. This legal action signals that the relationship between Mbappé and PSG has reached a nadir. All attempts at mediation and negotiation appear to have failed, forcing both parties to resolve their dispute through a lengthy and complex court process. This case is not simply a dispute between a player and a club, but also reflects the complex power dynamics within the modern football industry. The trial will be closely scrutinized by the media and public, potentially impacting the image of Mbappé and PSG, as well as changing the landscape of player-club relations going forward. The court's ruling will set an important precedent that will be followed by football players worldwide. Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, has refused to remain silent in the face of Kylian Mbappé's astronomical demands. Instead of remaining silent, the French giants have filed a countersuit, the value of which is no less astonishing, reaching £211 million. This aggressive move further confirms that the relationship between Mbappé and PSG has reached an irreparable point of breakdown. This countersuit is the culmination of a series of events that have damaged the harmonious relationship between the two parties. The rift began when Mbappé firmly rejected a contract extension offer in 2023. This rejection sparked a series of internal conflicts, including allegations of breach of commitment, disagreements over image rights, and differing views on the club's future direction. PSG argues that this countersuit is being filed as compensation for the financial and reputational losses suffered by the club as a result of Mbappé's decision to leave. The club also accuses Mbappé of violating certain clauses in his contract, which are detrimental to PSG's interests. With both parties launching legal attacks, the feud between Mbappé and PSG has now entered a new, increasingly heated and complex phase. The courts will be a battleground that will determine the fate of both parties and will have significant implications for the football industry as a whole. Kylian Mbappé's relationship with Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, reached a low point following his move to Real Madrid on a free transfer. The roots of this rift began to fray in July 2023, when a series of events triggered an inevitable rift. At the time, Mbappé firmly rejected a lucrative offer to join Saudi Arabian club Al-Hilal and rejected a contract extension offered by PSG. This decision sparked a strong reaction from the club's management, leading to Mbappé claiming he had been frozen out of the first team and prevented from participating in training or matches. Feeling unfairly treated and financially disadvantaged, Mbappé's lawyers are now taking the matter to court. They claim that PSG owes their client £232 million in damages for the dispute and the mistreatment he received from the club during his time at the club. The lawsuit covers a wide range of issues, including alleged breach of contract, delayed bonus payments, and financial losses resulting from being frozen out of the first-team squad. Mbappé's legal team is determined to prove that PSG acted unprofessionally and violated their client's rights as a football player. As this dispute continues to court, the future of the relationship between Mbappé and PSG becomes increasingly uncertain. This case will be a tough test for both parties, significantly impacting their public image and reputation. On the other hand, Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, is not remaining silent and is also seeking compensation for the losses they claim resulted from Kylian Mbappe's actions. The club feels deeply aggrieved by the failure of Mbappe's transfer to Saudi Arabian club Al-Hilal, which would have generated significant financial benefits for PSG. According to PSG's calculations, the transfer had the potential to generate revenue of €300 million, equivalent to £259 million, for the club. However, PSG believes that Mbappe deliberately thwarted the deal, thereby depriving the club of much-needed funds. In response to Mbappe's claims of harassment or pressure he experienced during his time at PSG, the club has vehemently denied the allegations. PSG insists that they have always treated Mbappe with respect and professionalism and have provided full support to his career development. As a consequence of Mbappe's actions, which are considered detrimental, PSG is now suing its former player for €240 million, equivalent to £211 million sterling. This compensation covers lost transfer revenue due to the failed transfer to Al-Hilal, damage to the club's image due to the ongoing feud, and Mbappe's breach of contract. With both parties pursuing lawsuits, the feud between Mbappe and PSG is becoming increasingly heated and complex. The courts will be the battleground that will determine who will win this battle, as well as have long-term implications for the future relationship between player and club. The primary argument underlying Paris Saint-Germain's, PSG, lawsuit against Kylian Mbappe is the player's alleged disloyal conduct. The club's management alleges that Mbappe breached his legally binding contractual commitments, causing financial and reputational harm to PSG. Furthermore, the club believes that Mbappe lied and concealed his decision not to renew his contract for 11 months. This action is considered a serious breach of trust and professionalism and detrimental to the club's long-term interests. PSG argues that Mbappe breached his legally binding contractual commitments by failing to provide adequate notice of his intention to leave the club. This deprived PSG of the opportunity to better plan for the club's future and find a suitable replacement. They believe that Mbappe acted disloyally by concealing for almost 11 months his decision not to renew his contract. This action is considered a betrayal of the club that has provided Mbappe with the support and opportunity to develop his career. With these strong arguments, PSG hopes to win the legal battle against Mbappe and obtain compensation for the losses they have suffered. This case will be a tough test for both parties and will have significant implications for the future of football law. The root of the financial dispute between Kylian Mbappe and Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, is the disputed €55 million loyalty bonus. PSG claims that Mbappe agreed to waive his rights to the bonus as part of a broader agreement. The agreement was reportedly made in August 2023 with the aim of allowing Mbappe to leave on a free transfer without significantly impacting the club's finances. By waiving his loyalty bonus, Mbappe was expected to help PSG avoid potential financial problems resulting from his departure. However, after officially leaving the club and joining Real Madrid, Mbappe unexpectedly continued to demand payment of the bonus. This action sparked anger from PSG management, who felt betrayed and disillusioned. The LFP, French Professional Football League, had previously ordered PSG to pay Mbappe the bonus. However, PSG appealed the LFP's order in September 2024, arguing that Mbappe had violated the previously agreed-upon agreement. Now, the Paris Labor Court will issue a final ruling on this heated dispute. The verdict in this case, which has captured the attention of the football world, is expected on December 16th, and the outcome will have significant implications for the future of the relationship between Mbappe and PSG, as well as the overall football legal landscape. That's all, and thank you for watching our video discussion this time. Don't forget to subscribe and like, guys. Thank you.